Good morning. So today the topic is about Fraunhofer diffraction due to a single slit. Okay. So I already said in the syllabus. Okay, in the syllabus what we have seen yesterday. Uh, what is the diffraction? Then we have seen what is the difference between the Fraunhofer and Fresnel diffraction. Okay, very clearly we have seen the Fraunhofer diffraction, Fresnel diffraction. So now the Fraunhofer diffraction will be exhibited by using a single slit. This is the first case, and in the second case the Fraunhofer diffraction will be produced by using a circular aperture, and then the limit of resolution is our topic. Okay, so now as we are considering Fraunhofer diffraction due to a single slit. Okay, Fraunhofer diffraction due to a single slit means due to a single slit, by using a single slit we have to form the Fraunhofer diffraction. Okay, now let us consider a wavefront. Okay, let us consider a wavefront like W and W dash is a wavefront in our considered diagram. This is a wavefront. Okay, and again we are placing a slit of AB, narrow slit or a single slit, okay, which is perpendicular to the paper. So which is perpendicular to the plane of the paper as shown in the figure. So we have also seen the Huygens theory in the 4th unit. Okay, so according to the Huygens theory, what is the point? Each point of the wavefront, okay, each point of the wavefront in the plane of the slit is the source of the secondary spherical wavelet. Means each point in a wavefront, okay, each point in a wavefront forms a secondary wavelets, Okay, that is the specialty of the Huygens theory explanation. Okay, so as the wavefront is focusing on a single slit, it forms, due to the Huygens nature or Huygens theory, each wave point or wavefront creates the secondary wavelets. Okay, primary wavelet and secondary spherical wavelets, and also spreads out to the right in all the directions. So if you place like this a wavefront in front of a slit, then it allows to form a secondary wavelengths on the right side of the slit. Okay, so let us consider this is a distance traveled by the secondary wavelets is focused at p naught, and the and the secondary wavelets propagating at an angle theta will be pointed at P1. Clearly see the picture. Okay, here so as the wavefront passing through the slit AB, so the secondary wavelets formed due to the wavefronts, okay, wavefronts due to a slit forms at P naught, and the points which are coming through the which are making through the angle theta will form at P1. So this is the case of using a single slit to find the Fraunhofer diffraction. Okay, so coming to the mathematical part, so we need to calculate the intensity. What the intensity at P1? Okay, this is our question. What is the maximum intensity or the intensity of light at point P1? So now let us draw a perpendicular line AC and BR. Okay, so this is AB is the slit. Just we are drawing a perpendicular lines towards the slit. Means the difference between the path difference between the secondary wavelets will be, what will be the path difference? BC is the path difference. So then AB sin theta is equal to, here we form a triangle, AB sin theta equal to E sin theta. Okay, E is nothing but the width of the perpendicular bisector here. Okay, now as we know that AB sin theta equal to E sin theta, and the phase difference between two wavelets is 2 pi by lambda into, okay, 2 pi by lambda into E sin theta. So this is a phase difference. Okay, now the width of the slit is divided into n equal parts. What we are taking a slit, AB is the slit. Okay, AB is the slit. So the width of these slit, we are making n equal parts. Okay, so we are making the slit into n equal parts. Then the phase difference will be changes. So just simply we multiply with the number n in the denominator, that is 1 by n into 2 pi by lambda into E sin theta. So the resultant amplitude at P1 is given by, so we need to find the amplitude, then we have to find the intensity. Okay, then the resultant amplitude will be R is equal to A sin pi E sin theta by sin pi E by n lambda sin theta. So this is a phase difference, actual phase difference and the nth phase difference. So let us consider the term pi E by lambda into sin theta is equal to alpha. Then R is equal to A sin alpha by n. Then as the alpha by n is very small, okay, we can neglect the sign. Then we can replace the whole term with the just alpha by n. Then finally after processing, what we get, R is equal to A sin alpha by alpha, where A, capital A, is equal to Na. As n tends to infinity, what happens, small a tends to 0. Okay, so then the intensity is nothing but the amplitude, square of the amplitude. So I is equal to R square, that is nothing but A square sin square alpha by alpha square. So this is the intensity of the light what we are using, or wavefront what we are using. Okay.